was also part of your homework. I think it is easy. Sajia, you can share your own homework in the WhatsApp group, so your classmate will check your homeworks from yours. I checked yours, it was all okay. So let's start our, so it was all so part of your homework. Find one verb error in each statement, make corrections. The first one is done, the second one. So let's start with Mariam. The second one, Mariam.
My friend's name is Massimiliano.
Yeah, there is no verb. Good job. The third one, Milad. Are you there, Milad? So I will on my own. The third one, people call him Max. As you see, you have to put the plural form of the words. So there is no subject verb argument in this sentences. People calls. So we have to indicate that S in the sentences. He worked for a bank. So the same flaw as is uh, in this sentences as well. He works for a bank. He is not like his job. So as you see, we don't have to put this to be in this word sentences. He doesn't like his job. The second one, his job, it is not the right job for him. His job is not. So we have to indicate that it or there is uh, there is a policy because they don't have to put a needed pronoun there. He is not want to stay at the bank. As you see, he doesn't want. So you have to put it in the right order. The eighth one, he want to play his guitar all the time. So you have to say he wants to. Max and his friends has a pop band. As you see, we have more than one subject, so our verb should be have. Max and his friends have a pop band. They are good musicians, but they are not make any money. So, but they don't make any money. So you have to be able to differentiate the linking verb from the action verbs, and you have to know how to negate sentences with action verbs and how to negate sentences with linking verbs. We already have discussed those things. When we have to be verbs in our sentences, you're just going to put a not after the to be in order to make your sentences or statement or your affirmative statements into the negative one. But when you have action verbs in your statements, you have to use auxiliaries. So in simple presence, we have auxiliary do and does. So we have to put do not and does not in front of sorry in front of the subjects before the verb. So we are all done. So we have lost too much time. So let's discuss adjective. So first we talked about noun. We stated that a noun is a word which names a person, things, or an idea. After that, we talk about pronoun. We said that a pronoun is a part of speech which is used to which is used instead of noun in order to avoid its repetitions. So we had or we have seven pronouns. We already have discussed about its singular and plural parts. So we have to take care of subject verb agreement when we use subject pronouns. So now we have to discuss something called adjectives. As you see, adjectives also part of speech. We have to be aware of this part of speech while we are using very primary sentences. We have to put different kind of subjects in our sentences. Usually, students with the primary level use too much adjectives because it is easy to make a sentences with to be or a linking verbs with an extension of predicate of adjective. So we have to know them. The different types of words are called part of speech. As you know, verbs and nouns are two of the parts of speech. Adjectives are another part of speech. So adjectives are used to describe people, place, things, and ideas. The highlighted words in the example sentences are adjectives. So each of the adjectives describes a noun or subject pronoun. The word describers are bold-faced. As you see, the elevator is full. Now, that is determiner. Elevator is a noun. Is our verb, which is a linking verb. Full is extension of predicate. But which kind of part of speech is it? It is. So as you see, it is an adjective because it's describing our noun in the sentences. So when a word is describing your noun in your sentences, so that word is your adjective. In the second sentences, he is tall. So he is tall. Your subject is he, so it's a pronoun. It is used instead of a noun. So is our verb, linking verbs, and tall is our adjective. So tall is describing he. So it is our adjective. I like my new phone. As you see, I is subject pronoun, is your subject. Like is your verb. So my is your possessive adjective. We will discuss it when you join a possessive adjective to a noun or when you join a possessive adjective to adjective and noun. We call it something else. So now we will discuss it separately. New is a word which is describing your noun. Your noun is here, food. So food is described with the word new. So new is adjective in this sentences. So you have to remember there is a part of speech called adjective, which is describing a noun. Those words which are used in order to modify or describe your nouns are called adjectives. So look at the charts for rules on using adjective. So before going to analyze this chart, let's open our boards. So we have something here, adjective. So a very brief definition for this. A part of speech which modify a noun or pronoun. It means in a statement or in a sentences you are going to describe or you are going to give details about your noun or pronoun. So you have to use adjective. If you know adjective well, so in the uh, further stages you will know better adjective clauses and other things which are used to modify a part of sentences or a clause. So take care of adjective always. For example, look at this man. He is Max. We have a sentences related to this man. Max is intelligent. As you see, Max is our subject. So we are talking about someone. So he is the subject. Is our verb. As you see, there is only one verb and it is a linking verb to be. So is our verb. This is our complement or extension of predicate. Uh, so this verbs give details about the subject or this word describe the subject. Max is intelligent. So he this word gives us more detail or this words modify the door of an action. So this word is called an adjective. Or in the next one, now we can use he instead of Max in our sentences because it's a pronoun. We usually use pronoun instead of noun in order to avoid its repetition. So now he is keen. Now keen is a word which is describing he. So keen is adjective in this sentences. Here below there are three small yellow metallic boxes. As you see, or is our verb. So three small yellow metallic boxes. The things which is described is box. We are giving details about that box. With which words? these words, these words, this words, and this word. So these are all adjectives in this sentences. There are three small yellow metallic boxes. So all these words which are describing the word boxes are adjectives in this sentences. As you see, you can use adjective in sentences with action verbs and with linking words. For example, Max is intelligent. Our verb is linking. But when you say I have an intelligent brother, so or when you say uh, Fatima usually play for example, uh, an easy game. So, plays is your verb, Fatima plays an easy games. So, easy is your adjective, but your verb is an action verb. So you can use adjective with different kind of verbs. It is not important or they are not related. Adjective is usually related to the noun, your noun. So the placement of adjective is sometimes different because we have different kinds of adjectives. We will not discuss all kind of adjectives in this class or in this sessions, but you have to know the main two kind of adjectives, which are very important to know. The first part is determiners. All the determiners, for example, my, our, your, his, her, or we call it possessive adjective. This, that, these, those, we call it uh, demonstrative adjectives. What, which, whose, relative pronouns, or we will talk about them. Or we have adjective for quality, we have a adjective for quantity, we have a, an, and a. They are all categorized in adjective type, but they are not usually forecast because we have different rules for each class of these adjectives, or we are studying them separately and merely in different parts. But our main focus in studying adjective is this part. We have descriptive adjective. You usually use adjective in order to describe something. For example, when you say a beautiful rose or a beautiful flower, so you are describing something with this word. When you say I have bought a new red car, so you're describing something with this word. Ahmad's father is tall, so you're describing someone with this word. Or you say he has got two small and tiny what, for example, boxes. Or you say the big fish eat the other one. So the words which are describing the noun and pronoun are called descriptive adjectives. Now we are clear about something that we are not going to focus on this part of adjectives which are determiners because we will study them separately merely as different part in different grammar sessions. But now our focus is in descriptive adjective words which are describing a noun and pronoun. So, so it is the formation of adjectives. We will just discuss it a little bit, not too much. Usually we have words which they are only adjective, but sometimes you can form an adjective from the verbs. For example, we have a verb, for example, bore. When you use it in past participle, bored is an adjective. Or when you are using that in present participle, boring is other type of adjective. So their function is a little bit different because, for example, when you say, I'm bored with this class, but when the class is not fascinating for you, you say it's a boring class. So their meanings are a little bit different. So we are not going to discuss these things. Just take it in mind that usually we can make adjectives from the verb as well. So it's a little bit for, it's not for primarily level. Or we have verb exhaust. The, its past participle exhausted and its present participle exhausting. Could be two different type of its adjective form. Interest, or could be interesting and interested. For example, I had a what? A boring class today. I was bored because class was not what? Class was not interesting for you. So the class was boring, but you were bored. You were bored. You were not boring. You were bored. Or these games are to me. I'm totally what? For example, you can put exhausting here. These games are exhausting to me because they are not interesting or fascinating. I'm totally what? Exhausted. I think he is interesting. Now it is time to do some. So I think he is interested. Now it's time to do some interesting stuff. So we will discuss these things a little bit further. Now you have to know about a specific part of speech, which is called adjective. They are words which are describing noun and pronouns. So we call it descriptive adjective. So it's other kinds which is determiners. We are not going to discuss that word. So let's go back to our book. Rules. Use be plus an adjective. When your verb is linking verb, your adjective placement would be different from those statements which their verb is an action verb. So I, she, or different subjects could be possible. She is intelligent. I am not shy. So you see, your adjective is your adjective is stated after the verb be. But when use an adjective plus a noun, when you are describing someone and you want to put the noun as well. He is a serious person. As you see, person is a noun. So adjective is describing that noun, person. So he is a close friend. Tell the truth is the extension of predicate. But when your verb is not linking verb, for example, he plays, you see, he plays interesting guitar or he plays an interesting music. So you can use more than one adjective. As you see, we will talk about its sequence as well. When we are using more than one adjective, we have a sequence. It should be obit when you're writing more than one adjective. For example, he is young and handsome. She has short, dark, curly hair. So in the first sentences, you have two adjectives, young and handsome. But in the second sentences, you have three adjectives, short, dark, and curly. Do not add s to adjective. These girls are good looking. Those girls are good looking. You can never make adjective plural. Adjective could be used and stated in your sentences only in its actual form. You cannot put s, es, ing, ed, or anything just like prefixes or suffixes with adjective. Adjective could not be pluralized, or you cannot make them singular. So how they are, you have to put them in your sentences. So next page. So let's do this practice and we will be done for today. Work alone or with a partner. Read the email. Decide if you think Jess likes the class or not. Then choose one of the two adjectives to fill in the blank and tell the story. So we have the different adjectives here. Great, terrible, small, huge, comfortable, uncomfortable, interesting, boring, easy, hard, good, bad, interested in, tired of, best, worst. we have to know that when we are describing something, so you can use one notions. You are going to talk about or in favor of a topic, or you are going to off the topic, or you are going to talk down about a topic. So we have positive adjective, negative adjective. When you are going to describe something, so you have to use the same adjective from the same notion. For example, when you are talking down about someone. So you have to use all the negative adjectives in order to describe and modify that person as a bad person. But when you're going to, or but when you're describing someone in order to praise him, so you have to use positive adjectives. So from this eight group of adjectives, you have to use either positive adjective or negative adjective in this email in order to uh, complete this emails with one notion, positive or negative notion. So take your time. So you have 1 minute to complete this email. I will ask you orally. So let's start. So read the email, Sadia.
Okay. Hey Joe, how is it going? I'm in economics class and it's great. The class is huge and you're in a room with comfortable seats. The professor is interesting and easy to understand, and she's already in a good mood. My friend Chris is in this class too. We are both interested in economics. This is really my best class. Talk to you soon, Joe.
So that is it. Different choices are possible. When you have the positive notions, you can use the verb from the first column, or when you have the negative notions, you can use the adjective from the second column. That is it. Look at the adjectives you wrote in part A. Circle the noun or subject pronoun that each adjective describes. So you have to circle those words which are described with the adjective you have used in the blanks. So, for example, in the first, hey Joe, how it's going? I'm in my economics class and it is, for example, great. So great is describing your economic class, or it's describing the pronoun it, and it is used instead of economics class. So please circle those words which are described with these adjectives you have used in the blanks. So I hope you are done with this activity. Let's go to the next page. Try it out on a sheet of paper. Write six or more true statements about school. For example, you can describe your classes, your friends, or places at school. Use an adjective in each statement. Underline the adjective. So you have to write down 6 sentences in order to describe different things and aspects of your school. So you could take this as a part of your homework. You can send me through the WhatsApp group. So that is your homework. Applying vocabulary using go plus ing verbs. You saw the expressions go running, go walking, go shopping used in the writing models on page 45, and 46, you also learn these expressions: go camping, go fishing, go swimming. We already discussed about something called collocations. We usually use or uh, write two words one after each other because they are uh, following each other according to the terminology. As we discussed, usually we use the same two words. For example, you have different synonyms for one word, but you cannot put those synonyms of that words in your sentences because you have something called terminology. That synonyms goes with one word, but its other synonyms goes with another. As you see, we have different collocations which are generated with verb go. We already have listed them. So, for example, go camping, go fishing, go swimming, or all those collocations which we have studied through the models. So you may want to use one of these expressions when you do the writing assignments on page 64, writing about a person you see in a photo. So you have to review those collocations from the models. You may use them in your writing assignment as well. So using go plus verb ing, work in a small groups, ask the group about the activities in the list. When someone answer, I do, ask that person where or when or who do you go with. Take notes. So you have to just think about this activity. If your answer are not positive about these questions, so you have to make it written. So you have to give us further detail, even it's not true for you. So let's start. Who goes camping? So Sajja, have you ever gone camping?
Yes, yes, I have.
So when, where?
Uh, I went on a Greece and another city of Turkey, Edirne,
So
with my friends and with
Mariam,
my
if you
three.
tell us
Okay.
about, yeah, that's great. Mariam, if you tell us about one or two activity that you have done, then from this column, go camping, walking, fishing, running, shopping, swimming.
Yeah, I go camping and walking with my friends a month ago.
So which activity could be considered as a routine for you among these six activities?
Walking.
So you always go walking. So that is it.
Yes.
Take a sheet of paper, use your notes to write eight or more statements about the people in your group. Write affirmative and negative statements. So let's skip this part. So you can write down as many sentences you want. It will strengthen your simple present tense and using these collocations. But your main homework would be to write down six sentences which are describing your class and the people in the group. Going to write a paragraph about a person in a photo, like the writing model on page 45 and 46. You will need to use your imaginations. Follow the steps in your writing process. Take this in mind. However, you're going to describe someone, we will study a descriptive paragraph in our next book. But now you're familiar with the structure of paragraph. So your paragraph should have a title, a head, So it should be well formatted. It should have a very powerful title, a very strong topic sentences, which should be consists of topic and controlling idea, more than three supporting sentences and one conclusions. So your paragraph should describe someone from these four photos, or it could be a paragraph which is describing someone in your ideal photo. So when you are describing someone from photo, you usually write down all your imaginations about that uh, person. So it could be not true, or it could be even false, but you have to write down about all the things which came to your mind. So it is not uh, necessary, it should be true for that person. So writing from the photos and writing a descriptive paragraph is very related to your creativity, how you create different ideas about that photo. So you have to choose one photo A, B, C, or D, or you can use even uh, a photo, an idea photo. So that's upon you. Writing tip: when you're pre-writing, you must import. So the most important thing is to put your ideas down on paper quickly before you forget them. Do not worry about organizing them at this point. So before writing your paragraph, as we discussed, we have different stages. We have to be done with the pre-writing stage. First of all, you have to gather all the informations and idea about your topic. For example, I'm choosing photo B. So what could I get about photo B? The first thing, it's a man. So I think he has a job. I think he is an engineer. He has a smiley face. So he has lots of fun in his job. He is not exhausted. He has a very nice life. So you can gather all the information from your imaginations related to this photo, or your information should relate one of these photos. So you can gather too much information before starting writing. You have to have too much information. So you will consider after that which of them could be included in your paragraph and which of them should be left out, because you cannot put all the things which are gathered in your pre-writing in your paragraph. After that, find a partner who has chosen a different photo. Ask your partner about the person in his or her photo. For example, ask. So your paragraph should answer all of these questions which are listed in this part, because you are in primary level, they are just want to assist you in order to give all the necessary informations when you're describing someone. After that, add notes to your add to your notes to make changes if needed. After that, you have to write your first draft. Begin the paragraph with the topic sentences. The topic sentences should tell which person you're writing about, the state, and state the main idea about the person. So your topic sentences should be powerful, because before that we haven't studied the topic sentences. Now you know that you have to place a very specific type of sentences at the beginning. So it shouldn't be very vague. So you have to be very specific about your topic, and you have to have your controlling idea as well. So, for example, you're talking about Ahmad, which aspect of his life? You're talking about his job, you're talking about his uh, social life, as uh, or different things that you can discuss about someone. So the woman in photo has an interesting life. It could be a topic sentences for you. The man in photo B is an exhausted person, or is a fascinating person. It is related to you. You can write your own topic sentences. Use an adjective in the topic sentences to describe the person of the person or the person's life. In a paragraph, show your readers why that adjective is true for a person you are writing about. when we are going to discuss different type of paragraphs, we will say that in a descriptive paragraph, you always have to have an descriptive adjective or an adjective clause in your topic sentences. So now when you're writing your topic sentences, you have to put a very appropriate adjective and or which is describing the man or the woman in the photo, and you have to prove why you have used this adjective in the topic sentences for that person. So your supporting sentences is going to prove, or I can state it in other words, your adjective in the topic sentences is the controlling idea. You're going to prove why you have uh, used that specific adjective for that person. So use your notes, complete the first draft, add a title, see writing model, for example, of titles. After that, you have to revise and edit your paragraph. You can do the peer review related to this yellow chart. So you have to check your own paragraph first, and you can send it to your partner. After that, you have to send me the last draft, the final draft, through the WhatsApp group. So we are done with this chapter, self-assessment. These are things that you should know from this chapter. The first thing, use topic sentences. So we introduce the topic sentences. So identify noun and pronoun subjects of sentences. We are very clear. Our sentences should have subjects. We are already uh, clear with pronouns. We discuss nouns, its different types. Identify and correct incomplete sentences. Each sentences should have a subject and verb to be a complete sentences. It was our main lesson yesterday. Use the negative form of simple present tense. So you know how to negate statements, affirmative statements with actions and linked verbs. Use adjectives to describe people, places, things, and ideas. So the very primary part of adjective, which are descriptive adjectives, are described today. So you know you have to use a very specific kind of words which are describing people, places, and things. So they are called adjectives. We are done. We just have studied this much. Write, revise, and edit a paragraph about a person in a photo. It's part of your homework, and you're going to send me through the WhatsApp. Please do your homeworks if you want to strengthen your writing skills. So expansions is on your own, so we will skip it for this unit, and journal is an extra sessions activity. If you want to do it, it would be beneficial. It would be good for your spellings and other things that we discussed yesterday. Otherwise, they are not our class activity. They are not part of our class activity. We will start from chapter 4, which is related to a good day. So if you have any questions, you can ask and we comment. Did you have my voice through the session? Yes, Sajia, Mariam. What about you, Nilab, Nada? Yeah, Nilab as well. So I believe you had my voice. So if we are clear for today, we can call a day. Yeah, we are done for today. Goodbye.